Is it true? Did I read that right? Could mayhaps Disney be doing something smart with the Star Wars IP? From WeGotThisCovered.com by Scott Campbell. Lucasfilm reportedly bringing Darth Bane to live action. Darth Bane appears in canon in Star Wars The Clone Wars 6th season episode, Sacrifice. In the episode, Yoda visits the priestesses of the Wills and is given visions of the dark side, one of which includes Darth Bane. Darth Bane, we learn from Yoda, is responsible for the creation of the Sith Rule of Two. Now, prior to this, Darth Bane had a very excellent trilogy in pulp paperback by Drew Karpyshyn. Over the course of 3 novels, we learned that Darth Bane joined the ancient tradition of the Sith, where there were many Sith Lords. But as we learned, there was much infighting, and lesser Sith Lords would gather under the strength of a greater Sith Lord, covet that power, and then eventually kill each other. Suffice it to say, Bane created a way to eliminate all the Sith Lords, save himself and his apprentice, Darth Zana. Bane was also the first Sith Lord in the modern era to use the title Darth, a title which had been used long in the ancient past, but had been eschewed for the connotation that it possessed. The trilogy itself is amazing. We follow Darth Bane from his humble beginnings as a Cortosis miner through the Sith Academy to his domination of the Sith. Like many Sith Lords, he became obsessed with arcane powers and immortality. At some point, he acquires Orbalisk armor, which is a parasite that he fed with dark side energy, and it has a peculiar ability to resist lightsaber strikes. In a normal sentient, it would kill, but Darth Bane's connection to the dark side prevented him from being consumed. And together with his apprentice Darth Zana, he laid the ground for future Sith apprentices. One master to embody the power, and one apprentice to crave the power. And only when the apprentice had become strong enough to destroy the master could they take on the mantle of Dark Lord of the Sith. This rule of two persisted for 1,000 years until it culminated in Darth Sidious and Darth Vader. And as an interesting aside, on the Clone Wars, Darth Bane was voiced by Mark Hamill. Say what you want to about Dave Filoni, but he does know his Star Wars, and he does know how to create content which honors the legacy that came before it. Now, if you believe the stuff that's coming down the pike through the unnamed sources, and Lord Doomcock has been really good about this kind of stuff, Kathleen Kennedy no longer has any creative control over Star Wars. Thank fucking God. The big scuttlebutt is that Jon Favreau and David Filoni are solely in charge of creative from here on out. Now, under their auspices, I think a Darth Bane trilogy is exactly the direction they should go. Now, I'm gonna float an idea out there, and this is just my take from a humble fandom minister with a savage tongue to the ear of Lucasfilm. You want to give Benioff and Weiss a Star Wars trilogy? Give them the Bane trilogy. Benioff and Weiss were masterful at adapting Game of Thrones to HBO, given the material that George R.R. Martin provided them. Now, HBO did stir in some identity politics, as you knew that they would, despite the book being diverse as it was written. However, Benioff and Weiss didn't fail until they tried to create new content, which was not written by Martin. So, give them the Darth Bane trilogy. Let them absorb it as well as they absorbed A Song of Ice and Fire, and then give us a Darth Bane movie. Those books are brutal as they are imaginative. You learned something of the Force and the state of the galaxy in the days, a millennium prior to the birth of Anakin Skywalker. It's just crazy enough to work, Disney. Now, I know we in the Fandom Menace have been spanking you for the past 4 or 5 years, but we do have hope that since we've called you out on bullshit, you'll own up to it and conduct yourselves henceforth with respect.